On this episode of John Marucci on the Road, we'll review Olino State Park just 6 miles north of High Springs, Florida in north central Florida. Olino is one of the first Florida state parks created by the Civilian Conservation Corp in the late 1930s. The mature state park provides a nice setting for camping, hiking, and access to the Santa Fe River. Hey everybody, this is John Marucci. I made the jump to traveling with my RV back in 2016 and have never looked back. I've had my share of problems along the way, and this channel attempts to be what I wish I had when I started out. So let's go ahead and jump in. The location of Olino State Park was originally the town of Keno, Florida, named after the Lotto gambling game. In 1876, in order to get a post office, the business people of the town renamed the town to Leno, since the post office would not grant an office location to a town named for gambling. Later the town was called Old Leno, then Olino for short. After the railroad bypassed the town in the late 1890s, the town lost commerce and was abandoned. Although the town was abandoned, the location along the Santa Fe River was still a favorite spot for residents from nearby towns to visit for swimming and picnics. Here are some quick facts from the Florida State Park website. The park offers 11 miles of multi-use trails for hiking or biking. The Olino Trail System also connects to the River Rise Preserve State Park Trail System, providing an additional 35 miles of multi-use trails for hiking, biking, or horseback riding. Along with River Rise Preserve State Park, these state parks offer 6,000 acres of camping, swimming, canoeing, hiking, cycling, and many miles of equestrian trails. The Santa Fe River runs through the park, disappearing into a sinkhole and reappearing approximately 3.5 miles away at River Rise Preserve State Park, forming a natural land bridge. Olino State Park is a part of the Great Florida Birding and Wildlife Trail and offers visitors ample opportunity to birdwatch through the park. A self-guided cell phone tour is available at Olino State Park. Look for the tour stop signs located throughout the park. There are 2 campground loops at different locations within the park. The Dogwood Campground is on the west side of the park, and the Magnolia Campground is on the south and east side of the park. Together, there are 61 campsites, all equipped with city water and electric service. All sites also have picnic tables and fire rings. RVers need to be aware of the extremely narrow and rutted campground roads that make it very difficult to maneuver larger RVs. The campground loops have modern shower facilities, and there is 1 dump station to accommodate all campsites. The 61-to-1 campsite to dump station ratio means you'll likely have to wait to dump tanks when leaving during busy times. We did not see any laundry machines at the campground. Before we get into the 5 criteria that we cover for campground reviews, we want to let you know about a great travel resource on johnmarucci.com. Our RV travel blog and accompanying podcast provide concise and insightful RV travel information, news, and opinion pieces to help with your RV travel. You can sign up to be reminded when each blog is posted so you don't miss a thing. Just head over to johnmarucci.com and click the blog link to sign up. There are 5 criteria we look at when rating a campground. First up, hospitality and check-in. We give this a 5 out of 5 as it was easy to check in. Once at the ranger station, we were able to stay in the vehicle to check in. It was a simple matter of having the ranger confirm our reservation, give us our site tag, and we were on our way. Next in our review is infrastructure and amenities, which we're only going to give a 2 out of 5. The low rating is mainly due to the extremely narrow and rutted loop roads at the campground that made it difficult to maneuver even a medium-sized travel trailer. The dump station was also problematic, as it is old and clogged on us when we were using it. After trying to dump, we decided to find the nearest truck stop and pay to dump our tanks. While the bathhouses were modern, they were by no means new, and the lack of laundry facilities was a miss. Like most Florida State Park campgrounds, the campground is maintained and cleaned by the campground hosts, and there is also a security gate with passcode to enter the campground area after hours. Site quality gets a 3 out of 5 as the campsites are older, closer together, and not very private. Most sites are smaller and relatively level with a hard-packed surface. The sites are fairly well marked, but given the very narrow campground loop roads, especially at the Magnolia Campground, and the perpendicular angle of the sites to the road, They are not at all easy to back into. The utilities on the site work fine, although there is no sewer connections available. Our exercisability rating is only a 3 out of 5. Probably the best opportunity for exercise at Olino State Park is the hiking, biking, and equestrian with 11 plus miles of multi-use trails. This, along with the connection to the additional 35 miles of multi-use trails at River Rise Preserve State Park, make trail use opportunities abound. Aside from trail running, road running is limited to the park's main road and the rutted campground loops. Although some mileage can be had using these surfaces, it is somewhat limited. There are also limited paddling opportunities on the Santa Fe River, given the river goes underground as it runs south and east away from the campground. To canoe or kayak, one would have to travel significant distance upstream to launch, then disembark before the campground area. There is a seasonal swimming location at the river in the park as well, but it can be closed based on water levels. For our final rating, we're giving a 2 out of 5 for workability, as the bandwidth for AT&T and Verizon were both only fair. Using an iPhone X, we had speeds of only 3.20 megabits per second down and 0.66 megabits per second up on AT&T, making it only fair to use. Using our Verizon 8800L MiFi, we experienced speeds of 6.98 megabits per second down, but an abysmal 0.08 megabits per second up. Given these speeds at the Magnolia Campground, we can't easily recommend it as a good place to work from. Overall, we enjoyed the hiking at Olino State Park given the variety and sheer amount of hiking available. The infrastructure, especially the campground loop roads, are showing their age at this point and could use to be replaced. The campsites are well defined, but difficult to maneuver into, and the bandwidth to work from is not stellar. We can recommend this park for a stopover if you're traveling north or south along the I-75 corridor in northern Florida. Although older for a state park, it is interesting to explore. Remember that Florida state parks have an 11-month booking window, so you need to plan out that trip well ahead of time. Okay, that'll do it for now. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. We'd love for you to join the On the Road team by subscribing to the channel. If you want to dive deeper, we put more content and photos on Instagram and Twitter at John Marucci. You can also follow me on Facebook at John Marucci On the Road. Also, don't forget the great travel resources, podcast, and blog available on johnmarucci.com. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. This is John Marucci, and so long for now.